This Yellow Jacket training course module is designed for system administrators only, also referred to as super users. Until the tasks within this module are completed within your account, other users will not be able to access or carry out any inspections within Yellow Jacket. So within this course module, you will learn how to configure the drop-down lists and menus that appear to other users within Yellow Jacket. This will include drop-downs for inspection categories, observation categories and types, action types, as well as reporting of incidents. When you first log into your Yellow Jacket account as a system administrator, or as we refer to them, super users, there are a number of tasks that you have to complete before you can use your Yellow Jacket account to start completing your inspections. Let's now take a look at the configuration of your Yellow Jacket account. The first task you will have to complete to configure your account is to set up all of the drop-down menus that appear across Yellow Jacket. To do this, click on the Maintain Reference Data title here. From this page, there is a drop-down menu here. Simply click on the drop-down menu, which will reveal a number of different items that can be configured within Yellow Jacket. I will now talk you through each of the items that need to be configured. Let's first start with Inspection Category. Simply find the item you wish to configure and click here. As you can see, for each item within Yellow Jacket, the default setting is that all of the items that appear are set as off. It is therefore the task of the system administrator to configure and switch on all of the drop-down headings that you want to appear within Yellow Jacket. So here, for Inspection Category, this list refers to the types of inspections that you may wish to carry out on your construction site, including environmental inspections, quality management inspections, and safety inspections. You can either select all by clicking here. This will allow you to undertake inspections across all of these categories. Alternatively, if you only wish to undertake inspections for the environment and for safety, simply clicking on these titles and then clicking Save. This will now allow me to undertake inspections for these two categories. So once I've set up my inspection categories, I can now move to the next item, which is the observation category. Simply find the item in the list, as shown here, and click on the observation category. As you can see, the format is very similar. These are the types of observations that you can raise within Yellow Jacket. We recommend that you switch all of the observation categories on, as you never know what types of observations you may raise on your site. Although having said that, if you never work within the rail industry, for example, you may wish to switch off the safety rail specific drop-down list here. Once you're happy with your selection, click Save here. Next, I want to look at the observation type. Again, simply select the drop-down list and move to Observation Type. This time I have a second drop-down list that I also have to select from. Click on the drop-down list and select the observation category. I'll first have a look at Safety Observations. As you can see, there is a long list of safety observations that can be raised in Yellow Jacket, and by scrolling down, you can see how many there are. At the bottom, there is a Select All option. Again, we recommend that you select all options within this observation type list, as you never know what types of observations you may raise. Simply select all and click Save. These are now all saved and we can raise observations across all of these categories within Yellow Jacket. There are different observation type lists for each category within Yellow Jacket. So therefore, if I wish to do environmental inspections, and it is likely that I would raise observations relating to the environment, then I also need to switch on the observation types relating to environment as shown here. Again, I can select all and then click Save. My data is successfully saved. You will need to go through and complete this process for each observation type within Yellow Jacket. So if, for example, you are going to complete quality management or quality control inspections, then ensure that you do configure and switch on all of the observation categories and types relating to these two items. The next drop-down list that I need to configure is the Action Type list. So returning to the main drop-down menu, select Action Type at the very top. From here, I can select my observation category. I'm going to focus on safety. And you can now see that the observation types relating to safety, which I selected in the previous demonstration, now appear here, including access egress, asbestos, demolition, PPE, etc. For each observation type, there is an action type list that has to be switched on. So for each type, click on the title and switch on all of the action types that relate to each observation type and click Save. My data has been successfully saved, as you can see. You will need to go down and complete this process, as I'm showing here, for each observation type relating to safety by selecting all and clicking Save, and then moving on to the next one. It's of paramount importance that you ensure that all of the items that you may be raising as part of your inspections are selected and switched on. For example, if I don't switch on any of the action types relating to PPE as shown in this list here, then when it comes to completing my inspections and raising observations, I won't be able to raise actions relating to any of these items if I haven't previously configured and switched these on. So just go through each of these lists and configure and switch on and save any items as shown here. You will then need to do the same for any other observation categories that you will be covering as part of your work on site. So for example, clicking on the environment and then clicking the observation type air emissions, again has a number of different action types relating to air emissions, which I need to select and save to enable me to raise actions against these issues. Simply go through the process, configuring and switching on and saving all of the action type lists relating to your observation categories and your observation types to enable you to fully set up and complete this element of Yellow Jacket. The next lists you need to configure within Yellow Jacket relate to incident reporting. So again, from the main menu where we maintain reference data, click on the drop-down list, click on Incident Type, where you can see a number of types of incident that can be reported in Yellow Jacket. Again, we strongly recommend that you select all to enable you to list and report any incidents within the tool, and then save your selection. Next, select the incident severity from the drop-down list, and again, select all and click Save. The last drop-down list relating to incident reporting is injury classification. So again, select injury classification from the drop-down list, and here you can see the different types of injuries that can be reported in Yellow Jacket. Again, select all and save. If there is a particular incident type that you don't want to report in Yellow Jacket, then it's very easy just to unselect that item from the list before saving your selection. Another important list that needs to be configured within Yellow Jacket is called the risk rating here. Risk rating relates to the deadline that you will give the individual receiving the action within Yellow Jacket. As you can see, each risk relates to a timescale for that action to be completed, i.e. within 24 hours, within 1 month, within 1 week. Again, you can simply select all and save, and also unselect individual items. For example, if you don't wish a user to be able to give a closure date of 6 months for an action, simply unselect that item and click Save. Once you've done this, users will now be able to raise actions within Yellow Jacket, giving a deadline that matches the items in this list. As well as being able to undertake inspections within Yellow Jacket, you can also undertake what we call audits. An audit is a very similar type of inspection, including a question with a yes or no answer, but it also allows the user to add a star rating from 1 to 5. If you wish to use the audit functionality within Yellow Jacket, then you also need to configure the audit menus within the system. To do this, simply select the audit actions within this list, starting with Audit Category. As you can see, this list is similar to the inspection categories seen earlier. So again, if you're going to undertake, for example, environmental audits and safety audits within Yellow Jacket, select the relevant items and click Save. This will now allow me to undertake those types of audits within Yellow Jacket. That completes the configuration of the menus within Yellow Jacket. However, my users will not be able to complete any inspections within the tool until I have set up a new company inspection checklist within Yellow Jacket. This will be covered in Training Module 7. This short practical exercise is designed to reinforce what you learnt during Module 6. There are 5 questions to answer. The answer to each question will be revealed afterwards. Well done. That concludes this Training Module 6 exercise. You're now free to move on to Training Module 7.